put our little section beautiful too. And one of the things that we start with, what the administration start with, is the road to Almond Bay. That is something important for us. That will give this section some more status, and we will get together and continue work for this section and make it beautiful. And then we invite you all to come and visit Almond Bay, but take care, right? Please not throw no garbage, and when you get in and use garbage, please take it back out. People here and there and everywhere is to remember Jamaica God. All what we are is because He wanted it to be so. Please live in unity, in peace, loving, respect one another, take care of yourself, no drugs, no alcohol, and let's live loving as brothers and sisters, as islanders always do.
Aminta, thank you very much for being in my Providence.
Thank you all to give us the opportunity for the people know a little more about camp and Almond Bay. We invite you, and make this don't be the first and the last time you come and talk about our little section.
And you, my TV viewer, please don't move, because my Providence soon come back with plenty more for your boat camp. Hello, my lovely TV viewers. My Providence is here in camp. We are here with Mr. Carol Robinson Newball. Mr. Carol is living here in this section for 27 years, so he is going to tell us about camp. Mr. Carol, welcome to my Providence, and tell us a little bit about camp, what you remember when you come down here to live first.
Well, thank you. First of all, this section is a very, very small section. I believe it's the smallest section in the whole island. And the thing about it, it doesn't belong, it's not part of Lazy Hill, neither is it part of our town. We're just a little group of people by ourselves. Well, this place is quiet most of the time, except for when some of our neighbors start playing music for the whole camp. Then sometimes you can't rest. But aside from that, it's a nice section. One advantage we have is Almond Bay, which right now they're preparing it to receive tourists and other people. And it's a good idea because it's a very nice beach, nice and quiet beach, and we like it a lot. And we'll have better access to it now because at first we took maybe 15 minutes going down, another 15 minutes coming up because the road was very bad. But paving it now will be much better for ease for getting down to the beach. Well, in this section, the first person in this section was a man by the name of Jonathan Archibald. And he was born in this section, and he lived here for quite a while. He and his family lived down here for quite a while, but afterward we had a neighbor who was Mrs. K, who lived very nearby here, just across the road, right across here. And so she was the second person to live here beside Mr. Jonathan, who were the owner of all this land here. Then afterward, my family and myself, we moved on here. So at this time, we're just the family of the American people, Mr. Jonathan and myself. Well, everything was very nice and quiet here. He raised his cows and his animals, and we had milk, and he farmed a lot, and it was really nice in those days. Well, now it's still good yet, but we have more movement now with people moving in and moving around, but still it's a nice section. Way back there down to the point where there was a fort in the early days, in the time of the pioneers and the buccaneers. There was a fort there, but there was nothing was left there for the fort because no cannon was there, nothing was there, but we know a fort was there. in very early days. So that's why this place is called camp, because there was a camp here for the pirates and for the buccaneers. Well, I enjoy myself here. I like it a lot. Very quiet.
All right, Mr. Carroll, make we hear upa camp start and upa the end.
Okay, well, I believe our home, where we are here, is about the last part of camp, and it goes down as far as NATO. That's what we call camp. As I said before, it's a very small section and less houses in the whole island and less inhabitants.
All right, what you remember about when you come down in here, how it was, the transportation, the access, all them things, how them days was?
Okay, in those days, the only transportation we had were horses. Mr. Jonathan came down through here every day on his horse and went back out every day with his horse. Sometime he would get back home just because the horse knew how to get back home. He couldn't get back home because of some other reason, but the horse would bring him back home. And the road, the access to our land here from the main road was mud and rock. And we had to put a lot of trucks of mud to build this road coming in here. Today we have access by means of cement, but at that time it was just strictly horse. And in that time there were a lot of fruits in this area, a lot of orange and other fruits were here. But because of the dry weather, we find we cannot find it hardly any oranges now. But this section has always been fruitful, a lot of fruits in this section, but as I said before, it's not much fruits right now.
Mr. Carroll, we're near to the garbage dump. Tell us about that.
Okay, originally it was fencing from way back, but people used to carry the garbage in wheelbarrow or in horses until afterward we had vehicles to carry the garbage. And now, well, there's recycling garbage now at this time, and it's much better because at first it used to have a very ugly scent. But now that they're recycling, it's much better. And we find that through the recycling, there's not so much garbage around the island now because of that. So I do thank the authority for recycling because it's a very important thing.
Mr. Carroll, tell us now how you all used to do to get water to the land for the animals and for the home.
Okay, in those days, everybody depended upon wells. Wells were dug in nearby land so as to get water for the animals. And the drinking water was caught in cisterns. And then that's the only way we had for getting water from the cistern or from the well for the animals. It was long afterward that they started running pipes to bring water from Freshwater Bay. And we got a little ease at that time, but still we had to depend on our cistern for water.
Mr. Carroll, tell us how you see the developing up of camp through the last years.
Okay, originally there were no antennas here for parabolic, and now we have that here now, which is a privilege that we have to see movies from all over the world. And first of all, in the olden days, everything was lamp. We used lamp and lantern for everything. Then afterward, we had a small plant in mountain that started bringing light to us. And when in that case, we find that it was a big help for us because at least we could have some entertainment. Well, little by little, this section is developing. We have a church now, the Jehovah's Witness have a church here. We have, as I said before, we have the road being built down to camp. And well, some lookouts are being built also that where somebody can stop in case of rain to wait for transportation. They don't get wet. And at least we have a good road now. So those are really some improvement, and we are glad about that because originally we were pure mud and rock which we travel by. So I do believe that things are improving, and we hope that they will continue so as to be able to get this section become a real tourist attraction for people who are coming to our island.
Mr. Carroll, which message you have for the community, for your neighborhood?
Okay, first of all, we would not like to have any drugs at all in our neighborhood. That's one of the most important things. And we must remember that there is a creator, and we must respect God. A lot of us are losing respect for older people and especially to God. My advice and my hope that the people will try to be better citizens of our little island and try to improve our culture. Our culture is very important. Try to improve our culture and let people that come into our island see that we are cultural people. We are people who are born with culture and will die with culture. So we are hoping that people will try to do their best to make our island better so that when tourists come they can say, well, this is a good island. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Carroll, for being here in my Providence.
Okay, thank you for coming, and I was glad to do what I can for our island, and I wish all your success in your television program in San Andres.
And you please don't move because we soon come back. My lovely TV viewer, my Providence is over for today. Please don't forget to watch us next week this same time in our Identity channel, because with the support of the National Commission of TV, we will surely come back to take you to another nice settlement of my Providence.